For this lab, you are going to investigate how the height of a dive and the mass of the diver affects the splash of a belly flop. So there's two experiments. So for the first experiment, you are going to change or manipulate the height that the diver jumps using the heights of 10, 20, and 30 centimeters. For the second experiment, you are going to change or manipulate the mass of the diver by using different coins. For instance, dime, penny, nickel, and quarter. For both labs, you're going to be measuring the surface area of the water that splashes out of the pool. So let me teach you how to do this, and let's get started. Materials. So for the experiment, you'll need dime, penny, nickel, and a quarter. You will need a small cup half filled with water. You're going to need a meter stick. And lastly, you will need plastic page protector and 1 centimeter grid paper. If you don't have a meter stick, here are some alternatives. You could use a tape measure. You could use a soft flexible measuring tape from a sewing kit, or you could use a regular ruler. If you don't have a plastic page protector, some alternatives are using a plastic Ziploc bag, or you can use cling wrap. If you are unable to print out grid paper or take some from school, you can make your own grid paper by using just some regular notebook paper and measuring out 1 centimeter marks and drawing lines to make a grid. Procedure. Slide the paper inside plastic, whether it's a plastic bag or a page protector, or cover it with saran wrap so it's a flat surface. Next, get your half cup of water and place it in the middle of the grid. Remember that one of the things that we want to keep the same in the experiment to keep it fair is you want to make sure that the coin isn't going in a perfect dive with the edge. It's a belly flop test. So you're going to turn the coin so it's flat, and you should let it go so it hits the water with the entire flat side down. Line up the coin with the proper distance and let it belly flop into the water. Approximate the surface area of the splash in centimeters squared by counting how much of the water covers the grid paper. So for example, if I take all these water droplets on the paper, it equals about 1 square on the grid, or 1 centimeter square. Wipe off the plastic for the next trial. How to measure the splash. When figuring out the surface area, look at how much of the droplet covers the squares. I would say count the entire square if half of the square is covered by any water, and then you could actually round to the nearest whole square. You do not have to do half and third squares and so forth. Unit for surface area is centimeters squared. Unfortunately, iMovie won't let me make the 2 into an exponent. Make it a fair experiment. So for the first experiment, you are manipulating the height that the coin drops. You should keep the same coin for the entire experiment. I suggest that you do a quarter for this. For the second experiment, you are going to manipulate the mass of the coin, so you should keep the height the same. For this part of the experiment, always drop the coin from 20 centimeters. Also, make sure that your water cup is always halfway full. You might have to refill it because otherwise it would be unfair if there's more or less water in the cup. As always, if you have any questions, definitely let us know and we'll be happy to help you out. Thank you!